I feel like Mario Kart World and the online is like flawed, you know? I'm definitely enjoying the game more than Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Might be a hot take. Hopefully not. When it comes down to the online, I feel like Nintendo really should have like thought things through a little bit. For example, the number one complaint I feel like I'm hearing a lot nowadays, whether it be coming from my IRL friends or like, you know, my online friends, it's mostly coming from the fact that a lot of people have been noticing the amount of races where you have to travel to the racetrack, right? So for example, pretty much most of your games online are going to most likely be where you are traveling to the racetrack, I should say, and using the world to travel to that specific racetrack. The one other thing that kind of sucks is that you only have one single lap on that specific race where you're really on the new track. That honestly is kind of a thing where I can see the issue with it, but then I can also see Nintendo's side of it, where they're probably all like in the matter of, well, this is what Mario Kart World is, you know what I'm saying? Like, the whole point of the game, or at least like a good point to the game, is you gotta travel to the racetrack, you know, because it isn't a free roam, you know, it's basically a quote-unquote open world, even though they don't want to say open world, but it basically is an open world racing game. It's just people don't exactly like the fact that you gotta travel to the racetrack. And then at the same time, people are saying how you can only get a 3-lap track if you choose random, or if you choose the track that is not within the range of wherever your previous race was. But the thing is, for me personally, it's kind of like, I don't know, it's like I can definitely see the criticisms with that, but again, from their point, it's kind of like this is the whole entire point of the game. Because chat, if I'm just being completely honest here, man, I feel like if they just trotted out a new Mario Kart game to the point where it was basically 90% similar to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, I do not think I would enjoy it that much as I would. I can definitely kind of see Nintendo's thing of where gotta try something new, you know, and might as well. This is their first free roam open world Mario Kart game ever. So I can definitely see their entire position on that. It's just that I do definitely think the amount of tracks where you go from one track and then race on over through the world to another, I do think it is kind of crazy how often that's getting picked. Now, is it the point of, well, is Nintendo going to fix the online? I don't really know, because personally for me, let me rephrase that. They will fix the online. It's just I'm trying to figure out as to like what they could potentially do to say, like, you know, to die down the discussion of there's so many tracks where you got to race to the track, you know, and you only get one lap. Maybe do they like increase the lap count for some reason? Like, I don't think they would do that. Could they add another option? So like, for example, you know how like you have 3 races to choose from and random? What if they make 2 be within the range where you got to race to it, and 2 be out of the range where you just play on the track 3 laps, you know? I mean, that could also be something. Then I also heard about like Knockout Tour and how you basically cannot join your friends through that, which is stupid. Like, Nintendo, come on, man. Like, come on. It's 2025, man. We should not be having these sorts of like restrictions to it, you know? What's up, Hugo? How's it going, man? I'm just trying to like just talk about the online of Mario Kart World. Maybe you can also chat about your thoughts on it, you know? But yeah, the fact that you can't join through your friends in Mario Kart World Knockout Tour specifically online is pretty stupid. So I think they have to do some sort of setting for that as well. Yeah, I mean, it's just a matter of like asking the really good question of like, how flawed is the online for Mario Kart World? Because I feel like I've been seeing so much discussion regarding the game, and while pretty much most of it is good, the other portion of it is just also just a lot of folks just complaining because they're not good at the game. Just being completely honest with you. That might get some heat, but if I'm just being completely honest here. The only complaint I have is that you can't have a friend lobby prepared prior to joining together online. To me, that's lame. It's so annoying to try and join from a friend's list whenever I want to join the whole gang at once. That is true, and unfortunately, I don't see Nintendo doing something like that. It would be absolutely amazing as a quality of life change, but I do not know if they're gonna do that, because it would be so dope. It would be absolutely so dope. Basically, like how on, like, you know how it is with like online games, you know, like if you queue up in Valorant and then, you know, you join a party of like 3 and then you just join in unrated and then you just get packed in with 2 other players, like who knows if they're duo or not. That's probably how, you know. Hugo, as we said earlier, and I think it looks like you agree as well, they're probably not going to implement something like that, even though it really sucks, because it's basically just a matter of chance, you know. If you try to join your friend, and everybody has had this issue with me on stream specifically as well. If you are trying to join me through the friends list, I mean, that is basically the only way you can get in. It's just the issue with that is that you're basically leaving it up to RNG at that point, because you don't know if you're gonna get in. It's literally just a matter of just making sure you're there at the right timing, which sucks. Nintendo, please fix it. But they're probably not going to. I'm not really putting my money on that. If they decided to, if I put a bet in, they're not doing that shit. They're not doing that. They have to fix Knockout Tour. Like, you have to join your friends through Knockout Tour. You just have to. I just don't know why you can't, but you just have to. I'm just wondering if they will seriously consider like adding a functionality or just something within the calculations of their code to the point where you can have more options other than just racing to the track. You know, because if I'm being completely honest here, they are really, like, I understand their potential positions, but they are really underselling these new tracks in the game because of them basically putting onto us that we have to drive to the track, you know, and then you play the track for 1 lap. It's pretty bonkers when you really think about it. You know, as the player, you kind of just want to have that classic Mario Kart feel, you know, you really do. And I understand that. I personally do sometimes as well. Sometimes the amount of like times where you race to the track, it can get kind of old. So yeah, especially when you're playing for a long period of time, like for a stream, for example, you know, that's kind of something, I guess, to think about. I'm really wondering about like what other potential issues like that I have not personally picked up on. The item dumpage in the game is crazy, but with 24 players, it's absolutely inevitable to just get dumped on with items. Like 24 players is just a lot. And I feel like everybody should have had that some sort of like position from like when they heard 24 players in Mario Kart World, they'd be like, oh shit, it's gonna be mayhem. It absolutely is. So I'm wondering if they can like do something with, they're probably not. I just don't think so. They're obviously gonna add new tracks at some point, but again, it's just a matter of like, they have to put out some sort of update to help online in general, because I feel like it's pretty flawed at the moment. Like, I'm enjoying the game a lot. Don't get me wrong. It's just Nintendo easily could do better with what they are doing at the moment. So that is basically my entire shebang on that. I'm wondering if anyone else disagrees, agrees, and whatnot. It's just when it comes down to the online aspect of this game, Nintendo, it's 2025. Letting everybody join a party and then queuing worldwide would be amazing. They're probably not going to do it, but if you can hear me, please do it. Please do it. I'm sure there are many other things that are flawed in the online system. If you know any of them, let me know down below. That's just me talking, rambling. Maybe you agree, disagree, I don't know. All I'm saying is, it just gotta be better. No doubt it will be. Just give it a few months, maybe. I don't know when they could potentially like put out like a quality of life update. I think they could, like soon, within the next couple weeks, but who knows. But yeah, that's it. Woo.